Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Pinkprint podcast. Today, we are sitting down with our very own esthetician and acne specialist, Karina Del Moral.
Hello, everyone.
Karina has transformed both Gio and I's skin, especially now Gio pre-wedding. She brings her boyfriend. Like, it's a whole thing. We're all going to Karina. And actually, the start of this was my cousin, Mimi.
That's so true.
She told me to go, then I told Gio to go. So word of mouth works, people.
You know what's the funniest thing? She told me one time that she was gatekeeping me.
Oh, yeah.
And I forced her. I was like, now you're going to tell people. And she told you and a
she
friend
was
of hers.
gatekeeping.
And now a lot of people come.
Yeah.
So don't gatekeep people.
I actually went for the first time because I just wanted you to tell me what products to use. And you were like, you can't do that.
I remember you came for a skin consult and I was looking at my schedule. I was like, what
Well,
is
they offer
this?
that.
I was like, what is... It was like a 10-minute skin consult. And you came and I was like, well, this is what I would do. And I think you told me about what you were currently using.
Yeah.
And you were like, no.
You were like, I need to look at your skin. I need to like work on your skin to know what you need. So then I was like, all right, fine. And I booked a session like the next day or something.
I'll get a facial.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we want to start from the beginning because you are working in corporate America and we want to know how you made this beautiful transition that has saved our lives.
It's a very funny story. So Kat and I went to the same school actually, and we found out like 6 months after.
Like literally not, yeah, I don't know how it didn't come up in the beginning, but.
So we both went to an entrepreneurship school. So I think it's important to start there because I've always wanted to have my own business and you guys are currently having your own business, which is very inspiring. And I suffered a lot with acne. I had severe hormone disbalances, never had enough to have Accutane or Accutane, how you say it in Venezuela at least. But I always had a lot of acne consistently, like here and there, pimples, very inflamed ones. I used to get a lot of facials when I was little. And I remember when I was going to these facials, I was like, I wish I could see what you're extracting and I wish I could do what you were doing. Fast forward, graduated, worked in sales. I used to do media intelligence, worked for Latin America, software sales. And honestly, I was doing great, but it just got to a point in my career where I would not see myself on the next promotion. Like I did not want the next promotion. Mm-hmm. I was not necessarily interested in the responsibilities and the hours and just growing a market that is not what I was super passionate about. I believed in the product and I genuinely thought I was helping people. So for me, that's very important. I've always been in sales and for me, what moves me is helping people. But I just didn't find like I could be there for much longer. And actually the pandemic is what helped me make that transition. I did amazing in the pandemic, which for a lot of companies that were in sales was not the case. And I feel like all eyes were on me in terms of percentage of quota. I sold a lot, but I was not happy. I was not excited to go to work, and I've always envisioned myself as someone very motivated and very, happy, and I was not happy. And I kept thinking, I was like asking for guidance. I'm like, please, God, what do? I want to have my own business. I don't know what to have my business in. I always wanted to go back to Venezuela. Right now, it's not a reality that I could possibly go. So I was like, what can I do? Or what can I build that in the future, if I wanted to go back, I could bring it with me, that it's authentic enough for my friends and family to benefit from it and for my community to benefit from it, that I'm good at, then I can be happy doing. And so I spent like 6 months looking at Dr. Pimple Popper videos.
Oh my God.
That's what Gio does every day, more than 6 months.
I could not stop. I had a boyfriend at the time and he would call me and I would not answer until I saw the 20-minute drainage on the back of a waterfall cyst. I could not stop watching it. And I feel like they were sending me signals and I did not want to look at the signals because I never considered it as an actual option.
Yeah.
Like who goes from having like a corporate job to being an esthetician? And it was very interesting because I had a lot of support when I actually made the decision. And I had some people that were like, are you crazy? Why would you? Obviously, there were some changes in lifestyle, pay. I'm used to certain kind of things. And this came with some sacrifices. But ultimately, once I made my decision, I never looked back. And it's the best thing I've ever done. I'm very committed to my decision. So making the decision sometimes is hard. But once I made it, every single day of my life, I thank myself for making it. And I had to go back to study. Like there was a lot of things that I had to change in order to be here. But I'm super excited and I can't wait for what's coming.
So the point where you decided that you're going to quit and you're going to pursue this, were you still working or did you quit it and like then put yourself into studying?
I was still working.
So you balance both of them. It's interesting to know because some people are considering maybe making the leap, but they don't know if they should quit or if they should do it like on the side.
Super important question. I have a friend now that's actually working at the same company and she did her aesthetic school at night. I had the privilege where I could quit. I mean, I made the decision while I was still there, but I organized everything in a way where I wanted to move. I knew I wanted to move because here in Florida, it's only 220 hours. And I knew that if I was doing a complete career shift, I wanted to go to the best place. Here was not the best place that I found. I found the best place being in Boston. I did a 900-hour program.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
In Florida, it's 220. You did 900 in Boston?
Most states ask for 600 hours.
This one asked for 220?
220.
Why is everyone so... This is why everyone's underqualified.
So I would say...
Boston is so advanced in academics and they're just very...
professions. Careers, yeah.
And I love Boston. I have some of my happiest memories in Boston. I just struggle with the cold.
Totally.
So...
But I love that you exceeded what was necessary of you.
Well, that's what we're taught.
Yeah.
And I'm a very curious person, so I'm always learning. I try to go to at least 2 conferences a year. I try to keep myself educated. I'm always doing new programs. So I also knew that if I ended up moving somewhere and I had my Florida license, I could not transfer it to a different state. So now I'm triple licensed. I'm licensed in Massachusetts, Colorado, and Florida.
Wow.
And that was possible because I got my education somewhere that was above the needed.
So you could qualify for other states.
Exactly. So actually a girl that studied with me in Boston came from Florida and they didn't even take... None of the 200 hours that she had already done were accepted. She had to start from scratch.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, definitely the right decision going somewhere else. But going back to your question, I decided to become an esthetician while I was still working. For me, it was really important to finish things the right way because I created a family in that environment, in my work environment. I was really close to my coworkers and I wanted to leave them in a position to continue doing well. I just didn't want to up and go. So I took my time quitting, but once I did, I literally left them the 6 months with alarms that they would get, this person is getting budgeting, touch base with this person. But I did take some time off and I did study full time for a year. So I took that time to go back to Boston. I looked for an apartment and I studied for a year and then I graduated and I moved to Colorado and then I moved here.
I think it's so interesting that you said before that it took you time to make your decision, but then you're like committed, because I think it's usually the opposite. I think like people are very quick to make a decision and then they have like imposter syndrome and they can't commit and they don't know what to do. Like low-key saying that's why I'm saying that. So I thought that was really interesting that you said that, and like very reflective of your character. But I also wanted to go back and ask you, like, what would you tell someone who is in the same position as you, like corporate job, wanting to make this leap, but they don't know, because they know that there's going to be a change in like finances, for example. Like what is your why, I guess, if you realize that you're going to have to make a whole lifestyle change? So it's funny you ask. Before I even found my first job, I made a list of things that were important to me. And it didn't matter where I necessarily went in terms of, I was looking at sales, I was looking at marketing, I was looking at different options, but for me, it was always helping people. That's what drives me. I wanted to be in a position of responsibility. I wanted to be close to the people that make decisions so I could learn. There were certain things that I was looking that job that, funny enough, applied to this one too. So the worst thing that could happen is I studied for the year, maybe I didn't like it that much, and I go back to sales, you know? Right. Thankfully, I had I saved a lot of money, and I was in the position where I could take that time off to focus on solely learning. Somehow, I also worked, so I had some, projects here and there that would keep the influx coming, so that was good. But was giving myself the chance to try something new. Mm-hmm. Probably my kids are going to have acne.
based on my genes. And I don't know who I'm going to marry, but if they had acne in their childhood, maybe they're going to have acne too. So for me, it was more like, I'm going to try it. I'm tired of doing what I want. I didn't want to work in another sales company, having to learn the product again, having to learn the industry again. For me, it was more appealing just trying something completely new that I thought I really liked and giving it a try. And if it didn't work out, then I could always go back to sales, or I could always try something new. So just give it a try. Okay. You never know what can come up from it. And if it's not that, maybe that leads you to something different that ends up being what you truly love.
100%.
No, and at the end of the day, we've heard people say this too, but you can always go back.
100%.
Like there's always going to be another corporate job or another office or another sales job that you can go back to. So like, why not try?
Yeah.
I think people are just scared to take the leap.
And you know what? My family was so supportive. Like my nuclear family and my closest friends were so supportive that it made no sense not to try it. Mm-hmm. And I know that once I choose to do something, I go full on. So that's what you're like going back to. The hardest thing was making the decision.
Yeah.
In Spanish, there's a saying, pa atrás ni pa coger impulso. So basically, like, you don't want to look backwards, not even to get impulse.
Yeah, no.
So just make the decision, stick to it, and just hope for the best. There's nothing else you can do. You're already in it, so.
What advice do you have for people who are looking to completely transition to a different industry?
Make sure it's something that you're passionate about. Make sure that if you're going to be putting that many hours in it, it's something that you enjoy doing and that has some purpose, whatever that purpose is, so that the hard times and when you maybe you're in your head, you didn't get the paycheck that you were expecting and you have a trip coming up, you know, it's worth it to look back and say, this is the reason why I'm doing it. And I believe if you work hard at anything for long enough, you're going to be good at it anyways. So.
I agree. Mm-hmm. So how did you find your passion? I think people have a lot of a hard time when you say like, find your passion and work your passion and you'll never work a day in your life. I think it's interesting though, because like I think pimples is something that you experienced and then you're like, I mean, I love it, but then like you like actually decided to go that route. Do you know what I mean? Because like, sure, I can say I'm passionate about popping pimples too. I love to pop Ricky's pimples, you know, but it's like, how do we know it's actually something to pursue?
So I think the biggest thing for me was my estheticians changed my life. I have always been a confident person, but sometimes I didn't want to go out, you know. Sometimes I didn't want to go to that party because I had a pimple in the middle of my chin or in the middle of my forehead, and I felt self-conscious, and I didn't understand why I was going through that. When I had friends that had beautiful, spectacular skin, didn't even need to wear makeup, and here I was feeling, you know, self-conscious. So for me, it was more like I wanted to be that for other people as well. Like I want to change people's lives. And it sounds silly because a lot of people don't understand the insecurities that goes behind people that have acne. And by the way, I became an esthetician to help people with acne. Once I was studying, I discovered texture, I discovered sensitivity, anti-aging, pigment, and I loved all of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I started because of acne. So you guys said I changed your skin. You both have amazing skin. Like, the change I did for you guys is nothing compared to the change I get with my clients that have acne. Right. And then after the acne, I get with my clients that had scarring, and I treat the scarring. People that felt like they had to wear makeup every single day that no longer wear makeup because they feel confident in their skin. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want to do for people. So for me, it was a matter of sharing how I felt with other people. That was my passion. I wanted to make other people feel how I felt. So just keep looking. Maybe go back on your childhood, what you wanted to do, what impulses you got, and follow your instincts.
Mm-hmm. I've actually heard a lot of people say that. Like, if you, when you were a child, like love reading magazines, like how can you incorporate that into like photography or fashion or whatever? 100%. But I just love that point you made about your childhood. When I was a child,
I used to pop my brother's pimples. That was our bonding.
I know now what career not to take because I have always hated like pimple popping videos. Like when people are like, can I pop your pimple? I'm like, I don't want to fucking touch your nasty ass pimple.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, Ricky, when I was destroying his face last night, he was like, you know, you could be an esthetician. I was like, I'm not gonna do that, but I love it.
And no,
it's so funny you don't like it, but
hate
it's
it.
so fun. Like I go
cringe
with Ricky to the appointments, Karina, to watch her pop them.
No, I know.
I love it.
I feel like you like talking to me too.
Oh, I love to hang out with you, talking, and I get to watch him get his pimples.
That's
popped.
the thing. Like, it's more than just getting a facial. You get to know your clients, and your clients get to share their life with you. I met Ricky, you know, like,
Right.
I'm super excited for your wedding. We're working on your skin for your wedding. It's more than just coming to get a service. You build a relationship. And right now, what I'm seeing with almost 2-3 years in the industry, I'm creating a community that I never thought I was going to. Like, it's not the first thing that came to mind when I decided to become an esthetician. I've always been very extroverted, and I love meeting people, and I love surrounding myself to people. But seeing how that ties into the aesthetics part of it is super interesting.
I think you also like started in a really good time. I think skin, like people want to wear skincare, not makeup. And like, it's just such a perfect time to be in this industry for you. But I want to go back to what you said about your clients who no longer have to wear makeup and all of that, because I want to just like shout
Wow, your
you.
skin actually looks great right now.
I'm wearing makeup
now that
right
I'm
now,
looking at her,
thank
no,
you.
but it looks like you have no pimple.
I have a humongous pimple on my chin, but it's okay.
No one can see it.
No,
I'll take care of it tomorrow.
It's like
Exactly.
glowing. Speaking of like your Pinkprint to glass skin, your face is like glowing.
Thank you. Yours too. But anyway, my little cousin who introduced me to you, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, I don't think she will, but she used to have to wear like concealer every single day, like just because that's what made her feel like comfortable enough to like be in public. And now like for her, it's literally such a luxury to be like, I don't have to put any makeup on today because my skin has been
Looks so good, right?
amazing
It looks,
because of Karina. And I wanted to bring that up, number one, because you're amazing. And number two, like, how do you grow your clientele list, and how did you start to grow your business in the beginning? Because this is your own business in a way.
Well, anywhere you go, people will follow you, I think.
I hope so.
No, because you're the one doing the
I
skin.
adore my clients. I adore my clients. So I was very blessed because the place that I'm working at now was the place I got my acne cured like 10 years ago.
Really?
Like 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It was a process. And I decided to become an esthetician at Skintique. Like while I was getting a facial, my esthetician was like, you need to become an esthetician. And I had been talking to my psychologist about it. I was like, what if, you know? Just like, I was like, I wonder if I could live from this, you know? And I went to get my facial, and I would ask her everything. I was like, what product are you using? What ingredient does it have? Why do you put it in this order? Is it meant to tingle?
Yeah,
why does it tingle? You know? Like, I was like, did the pimple come out? Can I see the pimple? Everything she would do, I would ask her about it. Shout out to Anna. I love you. You changed my life. We were talking, and she would call me Karinita because she knew me since I was little. She's been treating my family for years. And she was like, Karinita, you need to study skin. And I was like, and I have a career in sales. I was like, I manage a team in Sao Paulo. I was like, I'm not going to change my career. But she gave me that extra push that ultimately led me to change my career. And I was blessed enough that when I moved back to Miami, obviously the first thing I did was book a facial with her. She needed to retire.
Wow.
She had other plans that she wanted to follow.
Yeah.
And she needed to retire. And she had been in this place for 13 years, and she didn't have anyone she trusted to leave her clientele to. And so I was extremely blessed because I started with a huge amount of clientele that was passed to me, basically. I have a lot of clientele of my own. I have a lot of family. I have a lot of friends that just tell their friends. I have my
Word
aunt.
of mouth.
My aunt comes almost every 10 days. Like,
I wish we could do that.
It's super funny. I'll talk about her later, but she literally comes like at least once every 2 weeks. And all of her friends come to me because she gifts them all gift cards for me for their birthdays.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
So I am very fortunate to be very booked because I inherited a clientele, but I've also built my own. I go to Bunda every day. I work out there. The other day I went to a class and 7 people from the class had gone facials with me.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
nice.
So it's a little bit of, you know, putting yourself out there. I talk non-apologetically about me being an esthetician to everyone.
Yeah.
I don't care if I just met you. I'll be like, I'm an esthetician. If you ever need a facial, please come see me.
Yeah.
But I was also very lucky because I was full from the beginning. And it's because this esthetician retired and most of her clientele came to me.
I think it's luck, but also people wouldn't keep going back if they didn't enjoy their experience.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, a lot of people could have come to me and not like it. I have a different touch. I'm not the same person as she was.
Right.
And they could have not come back. Fortunately,
well,
they
that's
liked
the thing.
my work.
I think you're being too
modest.
Yeah, like what do you mean? You're oh yeah, it was lucky. I mean, I think maybe part of it was luck, but also like had you not been there and also like built a good relationship with Anna, and I think this goes to say like building relationships with anyone. And I don't mean this from a point of like you never know where it could take you, but I mean like just building a genuine relationship with people, it really could build something beautiful, and it could end up working out. And then look at you, everywhere you go, like you're not afraid to put yourself out there, and I think people are. And I think even like think of us. We're in real estate. We also sort of need to like quote unquote like say that we're out there and doing it, but like you do it in such a natural way and you're not afraid to put yourself out there.
And you know what? It's not the career path my friends and my surroundings are used to. They're used to finance, they're used to consulting, corporate, you know. I say it with such pride.
That's amazing.
I have no problem saying I'm an esthetician. And a lot of people are confused. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I work with skin. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I give facials. If you ever need one, I'm in Coral Gables.
I love that. And it's like such a good lesson because obviously anything can have like a tarnished brand. And whenever I say I'm in real estate, like sometimes I'm like, I'm just like in real estate. Like, and it's because so many people.
The best fucking agent out there.
You know, it's like, oh, another girl in real estate, like, or whatever. And like in Miami, it's so different, I think, because like every fucking girl.
I'm like, I'm an esthetician, and then look at you straight in the eye, like, what are you
honestly,
gonna say?
I think that if we were to live that message, like, yeah, I'm in real estate. What do you do? Oh, I sell luxury real estate. And you say it in a way that it's like so like natural and powerful, and like you have confidence. I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm saying that like the way Karina definitely says it, it's probably like, oh yeah, I'm an esthetician. She's probably like, no, I'm an esthetician, come.
I'm
and then like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go.
Yeah, exactly.
I also think people feel like I love doing it. I think people feel that I'm not doing this as a 9-to-5 job because I need money. I genuinely want to work on your skin, and that's why I build structures. I build action plans. I give you skincare that makes me advance in the treatment room. Like, you know what we're working towards. And I think that's important because a lot of people in this industry are just there for the facial and they don't even tell you, you know, what the next one's going to be about and how long I need to see you again. Like, I take some of the business and the sales into skin, not necessarily to sell you a product, but because that product is going to let me advance on my next facial. And not catch up.
Two things on that note. Number one, you said feel. I think that also it's another thing. People feel that you're genuine. I think like, for example, with Anna, she didn't have to give you anything, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that when people feel like you truly care and you're there 100% and you want to give your 100, you know, there's like no doubt that someone would want to help you because they feel that. And it's something almost like inexplicable besides like the relationship you built with her. But I think that people feel when it's genuine or not. 100%. She could have been like, oh, I'm going to give it to to the owner or to anybody else.
She could have just left.
Or she could have just left and be like, oh, you know, there's someone you could do with her, you know, like you choose who you want to do your facial with. But there's something about a feeling that you can't explain what it is, but people feel the energy the same way when you talk about it so confidently and stuff. Like people are like, you know what, it feels good. I want to go back. I want to keep seeing her. And about the products, one of the reasons that I liked going with you is because precisely I'm like, I need to know what products I need. I'm at a certain age. I'm not old, but like, do I need vitamin C? Do I not need vitamin C? When do I need it? What's going to work?
Always like, what new product should I get? And I'm like, your skincare is working.
Yeah.
But I want to know what I need. And I feel like sometimes people don't say exactly the products and they don't like analyze what I'm using. And I want someone to analyze and create and actually care about all the details.
Yeah.
And then be like, you do need one every 2 months. Not unnecessarily, but like, if you need it, let me know. You need this and this product. I want you to give me the whole package. I don't want to just go and waste my money for $200 or whatever and then like not see you for 6 months and I'm using the wrong products and like, well, what the hell am I doing here?
And there's a very fine line between people feeling like I'm pushing products and then
I don't think you push products. I push you to give me more products.
Yeah. Because I'm like, we're doing great. Your skin looks spectacular. And she's like, what else? I'm like, finish what you have. Then we can, But I think it's really important, the ethics behind it. Because, yeah, do I get a percentage every time you buy a product from Skintique? I do. But do I care about those, whatever I make? No, I care more about you getting results and you wanting to come back because you see the results being in your skin.
Yeah.
And also someone who, like, after seeing them for so long, I think it's important, like, you know my skin, so you know what I need. I think that maybe other people who are maybe more used to dealing with mature skin or older women who have different needs and stuff, maybe they'll recommend something else, which is amazing, but I want someone who understands my skin and what I need.
Also, you two are very consistent, which is important. Like, I don't need you to come every 4 weeks. It's fine. You can come every 6, every 8, every 10, depending on your schedule. If you have a lot of travel, if you have a lot of work, life happens. But you guys are consistent. And that's when you see the results happening.
Yeah.
You can't expect to get one facial and then come up in 8 months when your skin is breaking out.
Ricky,
where are you? Come get your facial.
you need to go once a month.
So that's the thing. Like, it's not a service that you only do when you're breaking out. The idea is to get ahead of it. The idea is to not get to the point where you need one and then I leave you looking a little crazy because I had to extract everything I could in an hour. The idea is for you to come regularly, depending on your budget, depending on your agenda, you know, what works for you. Book in advance, please, so I can see you.
She's so booked, you guys.
So booked.
That's where I was at.
It's such an honor. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming to get facials.
But TBH, like, when I go, I already book in advance for like
Yeah, I book
October,
for,
November.
like, 6 weeks
I was like almost
later.
doing like, I'm like looking at my non-existent watch.
So I want to get back into your acne journey because I have a lot of questions about it. Because how do you know if you're suffering from hormonal acne, and how do you know if there's something you need to change in your diet, or if you should take a supplement for a little bit, or if you need to go on Accutane? Like, how the fuck do you know where you're supposed to even start?
It's so different for everyone. Mine was 100% hormonal. So hormonal acne is present similar where the beard area is for guys. It could be a little under the cheek or it can be on the jawline. All of mine was on the chin and jawline, which is super painful.
This one kills.
Yep. So you were probably ovulating, about to get your period.
I'm about to get my period.
So
in case anybody wanted to know.
basically, after you ovulate, progesterone and testosterone goes up, and that activates the sebaceous gland. So, as I mentioned, I need to understand. I need to understand the thing behind what's going on with the skin, because if you just tell me, "Oh, I got a pimple," I'm like, "Why?" My professors, when I went to school, I feel like some of them loved me and some of them hated me because they were like, "You need to tell me." I'm like, "Why?"
They're like, "Just listen to me."
Why do I need to? Like, I need to understand things in order to retain.
Yeah.
So I had very disbalanced hormones. I even had to take a semester of college to balance my hormones because I was so unbalanced. And I had to do like a whole, like I went to the endocrinologist, I went to the gynecologist, and I had a whole plan. I was on spironolactone.
Do you know where this stemmed from?
Just
My
hormonal
hormones.
imbalance.
Yeah, my
I'm
genetic.
saying, like, why were they so unbalanced?
I think I took a birth control that I wasn't supposed to take for a year, and then I completely cut it off. And then I took some other pills, and then I completely cut it off because I went to different doctors.
Yeah.
And they didn't agree with each other. So just pick one.
Which, by the way, I've done the same thing, and like no one tells you to just like not get off birth control, and I've done that before, and it.
You're not supposed to just get off birth control?
No.
Why?
Well, so
Because this can happen.
So
Your
the thing
hormones
is,
can go crazy.
there's different opinions, right? And I think the best way to go about it is just stick to your doctor. Whatever the game plan that they have will work if you stick to it. The thing is, of course, I had my doctor in Venezuela, and then I had my doctor in health services at college, and then I had my doctor here in Miami when I was here for the summer. So it was a lot of different opinions that I feel like ultimately led to me exploding.
Yeah.
A lot of it was the breakout. A lot of it was I had like very severe emotional imbalances. And these were little signs that started added up. And when I did my blood test, I had male levels of testosterone. So very disbalanced. And I just had to go on a journey. I had to go on a journey from the inside out and then from the outside in. That's what worked for me. If I have a client that we've been consistently doing facials on and they've been doing their skincare and they still don't get better, I will refer them to dermatologists. I think dermatologists are great. They're the doctors, so they can give you prescribed medicine or they can send you antibiotics, topical, oral, and those are going to work. And if that doesn't work, then you can go for the more extreme options like Accutane. I don't think everyone qualifies for that. I feel like they should try alternative methods first. If that doesn't work, then by all means go for Accutane.
What about people that do Accutane twice? Because I know a lot of people that have done it multiple times, and sometimes I'm like, you just keep taking this pill instead of like trying to actually solve the problem. And everyone looks great after Accutane. I'm gonna say their skin is like fucking glowing.
Yeah.
But
so my mom took Accutane twice, but my mom's was hormones. My mom took Accutane when she was in her 20s, and then my mom took Accutane after my brother was born.
Wow.
Because hormones fluctuate.
Yeah.
So it's not about how many times you take it. It's more understanding the root of the problem.
Right.
If it was sports, you're sweating too much. You don't have the right products that are cleaning the pore correctly. You need to exfoliate if you have acne because of keratosis, hypertension, keratosis. Jesus Christ.
Big words.
yeah.
Basically, you produce more skin cells, dead skin cells that your body can get rid of. Those are all things that are going to target acne. So you need to find what's best for you. I would suggest going to an esthetician, getting to know your skin, trying a routine. If that doesn't work, then there's other things you can analyze, but there's no specific path that's going to work for everyone.
Yeah.
Definitely wear sunscreen, definitely cleanse your skin, definitely take your makeup off. You know, those are the basics. But if more than that, like it's not working, then you just need to figure out what's good for you.
Let's get into some skincare questions.
Let's get into some skincare.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about skincare?
I think immediate results. The skin is an organ.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It's the largest organ in your body. People come to a facial and they expect that mancha, that pigment that they've had to go away. Mind you, they've had it for 30 years. So I'm like, a peel could help. A series of peels could help.
Yeah.
It might take more than that. So immediacy, I would say it's one. It's not a one and done. It's not just one facial and you're done. It's similar. I compare it all the time to working out. It's something that you need to work on. If you stop going to the gym, you're going to stop seeing results. What you don't use, you lose. So treat it as you treat everything else. Consistency is important. Personalization, customization is important. You need to work for good skin.
Yeah.
Some people have great genes and they hereditarily have amazing skin. Most people need to work on it, but I would say it takes time.
What are the most essential skincare products that everybody should be using daily?
Wait, let's make this like more granular. Like, what should your skincare routine look like in the morning and at night? And include like when you're supposed to be cleansing, double cleansing, whatever the hell everybody talks about. Because like J-Lo doesn't put water on her face in the morning, but Salma Hayek only uses cold water on her face in the morning. And all these people like have such differing opinions and they all have filler anyway. And I have
Say
no
your
idea.
essentials. Obviously, everybody's skincare is different. Like,
It's going to vary person by person because people have different skin types. What might work for me might not work for an oily skin. And what might work for me here in Miami might not work for me in Boston or in Caracas or when I'm traveling.
like, true, even our own skin in different places.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I would say the basics, like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Everyone should be cleansing at least once a day.
Face wash.
Face wash. Everyone should be wearing sunscreen. I will not see anyone that doesn't wear sunscreen. Like
This is a waste of my time.
the first thing I would tell you is to start using sunscreen, and I'll work with you with it. It's a process, but I will be so persistent until you use it because it's what's going to give you the best results. Your other skincare products will not work if you don't have sunscreen. And then I would say a moisturizer. That's the most basic thing I can tell everyone to do.
Yeah.
It's gonna vary. I don't cleanse in the morning. I only rinse off the remainders of my products. I also work out every morning. So I rinse off my products, I put a toner, go work out, come back, and that's when I do my skincare routine.
Yeah, me too.
You put a toner before you work out?
A little, just to have a little hydration. I also have hypochlorous acid in my purse. Like I have it
What's that?
in my purse. It's a spray that
Is it like the Tower 28 SOS spray?
It doesn't need to be the Tower 28.
Is there like a version you can tell us like on Amazon or something?
Oh my God, we have to talk about Amazon.
Like fake skincare and like the snail mucin and all that.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I use Nail Mucin.
Oh my God, there's so
I
many
used
things
it for
I
the
could
first
say
time the other day.
about the different. You've been finishing your
I know, I've
Nail
been telling
Mucin.
her, she's like, are you done with that yet? I'm like, no, not yet.
Because Gio uses
like,
like
this much
one
left.
tiny drop of everything.
Yeah,
mean,
that's
you
how I
don't need-
last.
No, I
need
need
too
so
much.
much. I need like an entire dropper
No,
of
you
product on my
don't.
face. Yes, I want it to
Ricky
be like
uses
glowing.
double the amount that I use, and I'm like, you're wasting product, so you better pay for the next one.
Wait, okay, but hold on, because we didn't even finish like the skincare. Because like I want you to go through like for me in the morning, whatever. I rinse, I ice roll, I go work out, I come back, then I do my skincare routine.
Perfect.
But I do.
I do the same.
Yeah.
The ice roll destroyed me yesterday.
Okay, pause your tangents.
I'm like, tell me more about it.
No,
She
I
burned
burned
herself. Yeah.
with the ice roller here. You see that circle?
How?
Because I guess
Her
my
skin
skin
was
was
wet.
a little wet, but I dried it, but I must have been a little wet because there's no way it got stuck, and I pulled it and it
Oh my God!
burned
Like
me.
when you're in the winter and you
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what happened. The winter, the ice got stuck to water. I was like that. But it was working, and then it got stuck.
I always
It was really
say not to burn yourself with ice when people have inflammation. I'm like, I said don't burn yourself. Now I'm gonna have to say
you should say one of my clients burned herself with her ice roller.
if you're in a roller ice
Yeah.
Roller, yeah.
ice roll.
Rollerblade.
Yeah.
If you're gonna ice roll, don't burn yourself.
Yeah.
It's true. Sorry about my tangents.
Yeah. Okay. So hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, sunscreen.
That's what I do in the
Vitamin
morning.
Me
C
too.
hyaluronic acid sunscreen.
No.
Depends on the hyaluronic acid. And depends on the vitamin C and depends on the. So mine is a serum. So I put it first. Then I put hyaluronic acid and then I put sunscreen. If you have an oil, vitamin C, then you do the lightest first and then you do the oil. So it goes in consistency. The order is based on the consistency. I like to put my actives first, but if it's an oil and I put it first, then whatever I put after is not going to penetrate. So that's why it's so specific to each person, because it depends on the product that they're using.
But this is also why it's so important to know what products you have and to make sure that your esthetician or your dermatologist is telling you. If not, you're literally wasting product if it's not being absorbed into your skin.
This is why it's so important to go learn about your skin and what works for your skin, and your esthetician
you know
to
what?
tell you a plan.
It's so interesting because people do this shit all the time with like vitamins. They're like, oh, I'm going to take this vitamin, this, that. And like, also my mom was researching this and she's like, oh, I'm looking at how much, I forgot what vitamin, D or whatever, and what you should actually be taking. And the ones that they sell, the best selling one on Amazon for this one was like 10,000 milligrams. She's like, well, your body actually needs like 400.
Yeah.
Why are they selling one for 10,000? People are buying it, taking it, extreme amounts more, but no one actually takes the time to like study and actually
It's like
look at this stuff.
melatonin. There's 1 gram, there's 3 grams, there's 10 grams, there's 15 grams. You need like 3, but they sell you 15. There's going to be options. You just need to
Learn, though.
know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. What about at night?
Okay, at night. Depends on your skin goals or concerns.
I
Depends
want
on
my
your
skin
age.
to be brightening. I want fine lines and wrinkles gone. I want these crow's feet away. Now what do I do?
So, starting at 25, you need to start taking a little bit more care, because starting at 25, you start losing 1% of collagen a year
Sick.
and your cell turnover goes down. So, what does that mean? The
So we're dying.
frequency of your skin creating new skin goes down. If you don't do anything about it, you start seeing crow's feet. You start seeing dullness, texture, pigment to surface. Mind you, the idea is not to not age. We're all gonna age.
I don't want to age.
You don't want to look 60 and look like you look 20.
Maybe.
That does not look good. But if you take care of yourself, you can age in a very elegant way. So I would definitely say, if you're not doing this before 25 start, I would include an exfoliator.
I don't have one.
Neither do I. What? Karina?
You have Accutane,
Oh, I had to.
and
I didn't know that was an exfoliator.
I need to go back to what you have.
I don't have an exfoliator.
Do you have any retinol?
No.
Do you have any AHAs or BHAs?
I don't know.
I need to take a look at it. I have so many clients. There's no way I can keep up with everyone's routine.
Of course.
Yeah.
But exfoliating twice a week minimum, I say, is a good way to start. For me, vitamin C is a non-negotiable. I love it. It has too many benefits.
What's your favorite vitamin C right now?
The C and E Advanced by PCA. Always.
But it's like $1 billion.
No, it's a mid-price point. It's
What
like
is it?
$130.
Okay, like mine is like 118, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
No, that's good. There's SkinCeuticals, which is 186 or something like that. And then there's La Roche-Posay, which is like 44. You know, it's important to understand what your priorities are.
I mean, your skin looks fantabulous.
Thank you.
It's so bright.
Yeah, it is.
You have like black
I also
eyes.
have a little bit of makeup on right
but
now.
like what? So do I, and I still have black eyes.
The important thing is, yes, invest in your actives. Actives being exfoliants, retinoids, vitamin C's, all of those. There's other things that you can, you know, not spend too much. Like you can not spend too much on a cleanser, not spend too much on a moisturizer. I would say prioritize the actives. But you don't need to start with $186 vitamin C. You don't need to start with $130. If you don't have that budget, the La Roche-Posay 44 one will start getting there. Like you're still putting on your skin. It varies based on quality of ingredients and technology, but it's easier to just have something than not have anything.
Okay.
Okay, wait, just to finish. So in the morning, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, and then SPF.
That's what I do.
Order of the, you know, if it's oil versus serum, and then at night, just to finish it in a nutshell for the listeners.
What I do is I exfoliate 4 times a week. I do retinoids, a combination between retinoids and AHAs. So retinoids, most studied, most effective anti-aging treatment over the counter. And then I finish my routine depending on the day with hyaluronic acid. I have a pigment gel. So evening of the skin tone, I'm very, very white. I pigment from anything, even pimples. Even if I don't tan, I sometimes have imbalanced skin, like pigments in my skin. So I do that, and then I do a collagen peptides serum, eye cream, and moisturizer.
Wow.
I gotta step it
But that's what I do for me. I don't want to say what everyone should do because it's going to be very specific to what they want to achieve. For me, that's what I'm working on.
What are the biggest mistakes people do with their skin?
Tan, smoke, not take your makeup off,
How should we be properly taking our makeup
not
off?
sleep,
Popping pimples.
popping pimples. I think those, did I say 5? I think those are
Popping pimples, tanning, no makeup on, not getting good sleep,
smoking.
smoking. That's 5.
5 don'ts for your skin.
Smoking cigarettes, marijuana, both? Anything you smoke ruins your skin?
Wait, that's so interesting.
It creates free radicals. Yeah. How to take off your makeup properly. There's various ways. Not cleansing properly is one of the most common mistakes because people get lazy and then their products don't penetrate. So I have people that they're like, oh, how do you take your makeup off? Oh, with a cleanser. And that's it. And they still have half of their makeup on by the time they're putting all of their products. So I would say double cleansing is amazing.
At night.
I don't double cleanse every single day. I double cleanse the days that I put makeup on. So like maybe twice a week.
So what does double cleansing mean? Like you're putting face wash twice?
No.
Oh my
double
God.
cleansing.
See? I'm like,
You're like, that's it. There's some misconception. It's not cleansing twice with the same product.
That's what I would think.
It's using an oil or a balm first.
Okay, so pause. Because when I first came into Skintique, I told you that I was taking my makeup off with coconut oil. And you were like, why are you fucking doing that? Yeah.
That will break you out. That's comedogenic. No.
Thanks, TikTok.
You
No,
can use
I haven't done it since,
an
obviously.
oil cleanser.
Like the pharmacy one? Like the...
That's a balm, I think.
Okay.
I believe that's a balm.
Okay. Is that one okay?
Yeah, that one's fine. I use the one from Eminence. It's called the Stone Crop Oil. Love it. I use it on my clients. If not, I use one from PCA. Love it. Use it on myself. There's balms. That one from pharmacy is very popular. There's one by Clinique called Take the Day Off. Also really works. The important thing is to follow up that cleansing with another cleansing. So this one is going to melt away all of the makeup, all of the sunscreen. It's going to melt away, you know, all the bacteria, dirt, dust, debris, everything that you collected throughout the day. The second cleanse, a water-based cleanser, usually it's what's meant to clean the pores. If you only do the first step, your pores are not being cleaned. You're just taking off what's on top of it.
Right.
So that's why it's important to double cleanse. Once you finish double cleansing, you can go ahead and do your routine.
Okay, so this is what I've been doing. Micellar water.
That's fine.
Same.
And then double washing my face with face wash.
She was laughing at me.
Triple cleansing.
So that's triple cleansing.
So you can do...
Okay, but sometimes, because when I put like bronzer or contour here, it gets in my hairline.
Yes.
And sometimes I like I get out of the shower after like fucking triple cleansing and still there's makeup in my like hairline.
So the good thing about micellar water, it's not my favorite, but if you use it in a cotton round, you're using that cotton round to make sure that you take everything off. So that's why some people like toning after makeup, like after taking off their makeup, because they can take up any remaining cleanser or makeup that was left.
And then you wash with the face wash.
No. So you would do, it's not necessary to tone, but you would do first cleanse with an oil cleanser, second cleanse with a water-based cleanser, and if you wish to do
then you do the toning at the end.
You could do the toning
to
make sure you removed everything.
I do it.
Okay,
but you would do the micellar water first.
Quadruple cleanse.
There you go. No, toning is just a different step.
Okay. Is witch hazel like from CVS okay?
That's an astringent. If you have dry skin, it will be too much. If you have oily skin, it could help. I would not recommend doing it every single day. I would recommend a hydrating toner.
Like
better
what?
Than there's the Stone Crop by Eminence, there's the Neroli by Eminence.
What about the L10MD toner?
Ooh, I love L10MD. I'm not familiar with the toner, but
I used it this weekend.
Okay, and
I think I liked it, but I only used it once, so I can't tell if it like did anything
that's
bad.
fine.
But I liked it.
Listen, there's so many brands. I do not know all of the brands. People keep coming in with a new brand that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And if they like it and it's doing good for their skin, it doesn't need to be the brands that I use or the ones that I recommend. Now, if we're working towards a common goal, I can't guarantee that what you're using is going to take you there because I'm not familiar with it. Right. I can only recommend those products that I studied and that I have seen results with. But if you like it, you can use it.
Totally.
And that's okay.
Love that. Okay, so those are the 5 biggest skincare mistakes. What about the most underrated practices that people can do? That people overlook.
I sound like a
broken record.
You're
like SPF.
I'm like sunscreen.
Okay, fine.
Vitamin C, retinol.
It's not that hard.
But what if you're like every once in a while, and maybe not like every time because we live in Miami, so it's hard. I wear sunscreen every day, obviously. But like sometimes I want, if I'm on vacation, like to be in the sun and get like a little like rosy. Like,
I know, I love a good tan.
So this is a thing.
Like every once in a while, like twice a year.
But more and more, I'm like scared of the sun.
You know how it says, like there's people that say like the healthy tan.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a healthy tan.
My grandma would say, just go in the sun for 20 minutes, your pimples will go away, they'll dry out.
Yeah, no. But you're in your 20s, you're fine. You can go and be in the beach for a little bit if you want to get a little more color. I'm transparent. I don't think you guys understand how much sun damage I have because in Venezuela, the aesthetic of beauty is being tan and muscular. And I am transparent. Like, you can see my veins.
Oh my God.
So I tried really hard when I was little getting some color. So I have a lot of sun damage, hence the pigment gel that I'm using. It's okay. As long as you don't do it every weekend. Yeah, it's all about balance. If it makes you happy to go to the sun and tan a little bit, just don't come and get a facial right after.
Yeah.
Maybe skip me on your stories that
mute
that weekend.
Yeah,
but it's fine. It's all about balance, you know. Just if you're, I don't know, doing a microneedling series, which is to build collagen, and then you go and degrade your collagen tanning, that doesn't add up.
That's stupid. Yeah,
you know, like
it's like getting laser and taking biotin.
Exactly.
AKA what I've done.
Yeah,
so
No.
Counterintuitive. Anyways,
no.
What about fun things like Saluma, laser, all things that I love?
Okay, Saluma is LED lights. LED lights are great. They have different functions.
Saluma is the LED lights.
Saluma is one LED light. Okay. It's not all of them.
Right.
I use the Saluma. My aunt that comes every 2 weeks has a Saluma. So every time I go to her house, I lay in it for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 hours.
I'm like twice a week I lay in it for 30 minutes.
I find it hard to find 30 minutes, but I try to do it.
I fall asleep immediately. It's wonderful. It's good. It's really good for you. You just need to be consistent with it, as everything else in life. There's people buying the Dr. Dennis Grossman mask.
So that's what I have.
That one's like $500.
I got it for my birthday. Like 10 of my friends got together.
It's okay.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like,
it's wonderful.
It's good. Is it worth $500?
If you use it.
I use it every day.
Like, if you buy the Dyson and you don't use it, it's just a waste of money.
Totally.
But if you do use it,
should you be using it every day?
I am not familiar with the setting.
I think you can. It says you can use it once a day.
I know the Saluma, you're supposed to use it 2 times twice a week, and that's more than enough. More than that, it doesn't do much.
The Dr. Dennis Gross, it's like 3 minutes on each setting. Oh, so I think if you use it every day, like it's.
Is it red light?
Oh, it's
red light and like purple
Blue light?
blue light.
The blue
And
light.
then it's like the first one is red light, then you do the second one, and then the third setting is like a mix of them both. So I usually do all of
Perfect.
that, and it's like a total of 7 minutes.
So they have
probably.
different length waves. And so the red light helps build collagen. It goes deeper into the skin and it helps with cell turnover. So those two things that you start losing at 25, the red light helps with. Blue light is different. It's a little more superficial, so it helps oxygenizing the pore. It's more for people that have acne. The Soluma has both. And there's an acne setting, an anti-aging setting, and
and then a pain ache setting. Yeah.
it helps with wound healing.
Yeah.
So it uses both on all of them, but it's more targeted towards, you could choose a setting that's more targeted towards what
Yeah.
you're looking for. Is it worth it? Yeah. Lasers, amazing. I would say go to someone that is
Love
conservative.
laser.
I've had clients that have been burned by their dermatologist. So if you go get laser, amazing. Make sure that your derm is, someone that's not going to try something new on you, or that goes slowly with a slower setting and then goes progressively from there.
I think a mixture of laser and facials is like a great combination for
Yeah,
skin.
it's great. Especially,
there-
I don't do the lasers as much as I do facials.
yeah. Although you don't need lasers right now. It would be more for someone in their 30s, 40s that is starting to see some of the pigment from the 20-something that tanned.
But there's some I do for acne.
also
Like
too,
I did them in high school and I had
for
a lot
acne,
of
for
pimples.
scarring,
Yeah.
for pore size.
Is there a laser I can do to reduce fine lines and dark under eyeballs?
There's probably
eyeballs.
is. It's not my area of expertise.
Okay.
It's
I want
more into
to get rid of dark under eyeballs.
sleep. That's the best you can do. People are like,
Not possible.
what's
That
the
was
best
easy.
eye cream? I'm like,
Sleep, bitch.
sleeping 8
But
hours.
there's nothing else I can do about my sleep. I wake up every night. I'm not in REM. I'm not in deep sleep. My Aura ring tells me every single day, and I don't know what else to do. I go to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up early. I eat healthy. I work out every day.
She's perfect. She's perfect.
No, I do everything
doing the
possible
most.
to get the best sleep, and I can't.
Listen, I
Anyway,
think
this isn't a sleep podcast.
do you
today,
work
but
out in the morning?
Yeah,
Okay. I don't know.
I know. It's okay. You're not the
How
sleep
much
expert.
of an
We'll find
impact. We will. We should.
We should.
How much of an impact do you think diet and lifestyle choices have to
Very-
do with your skin?
Very, very, very important. There's this thing called free radicals. Free radicals are imbalanced cells. So just to get a little more technical, cells that are missing an electron. So basically, smoking, tanning, eating a lot of sugar,
Alcohol?
alcohol, all of these can create free radicals. Sugar also creates glycation, which is like
Great.
basically diet is important. It's going to affect the skin differently from person to person. There's people that eat chocolate and immediately have a pimple. There's people that eat a lot of eggs and immediately have a pimple.
I was gonna ask you about eggs.
I
have completely taken eggs out of my life.
I eat eggs every single day of my life.
Love
I
that.
eat like 5 eggs every single day of my life.
I used to.
But I feel like people are like that with chocolate too, like desserts. And
It's
stuff.
gonna vary
Or
person
fried
to
food.
I eat
person.
chocolate every single day, and I'm fine.
But there's
Yeah.
certain things like lifestyle. If you travel a lot, if you tan, if you smoke, if you drink, these create free radicals which age you quicker.
Let me ask you if this creates free radicals, just so my boyfriend can't get mad at me anymore. Sometimes, like, if I'm not there or if I get up early, he'll start putting his face on my pillow, and I'm like, get your face off of my fucking pillowcase.
It will not create free radicals. It will give you pimples, possibly. But it also depends on how often do you change your sheets. Do you have a dog that's sleeping on your bed, putting their paws in it? A cat?
Yes.
No animals. I change my sheets once a week.
Perfect. That's ideal. I have clients that I ask them to change at least the pillow sheet twice a week, but those are like acne clients.
Okay.
What about silk pillows? My sister has one of those. She's super into skin.
They
She's
are
like
supposed
15. Her skin's perfect.
No, but her skin is impeccable.
Yeah, of
But
course.
she's 15.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
some 15
no, on the
year olds don't
contrary,
have.
at 15,
You're right,
I was breaking out.
You guys would be
Anyways.
surprised. I have 10-year-old clients with 12-step routine.
Okay, that's just because this generation nowadays is like
That
crazy about.
I-
I think Sephora like me that all works for everybody.
Yeah, and Drunk Elephant and all these brands
Yeah, all
that
these brands that target
them.
literally 10-year-olds.
So who knows? Maybe in like 10, 15 years, we'll see even more estheticians of these girls
Wait,
becoming
No,
adults.
100%. I told my sister she'd be a dermatologist or an esthetician.
What
because-
are this is kind of mean, but like, what are the 3 worst brands at Sephora for skincare?
No, that's not mean. That's absolutely
I'm
valid.
gonna,
What's not
like-
worth it?
I'm gonna answer this in a very simple way. I'm not familiar with Sephora brands.
But you just said Drunk Elephant, so I'm assuming you don't like Drunk
they
Elephant.
bring 10-year-olds.
Because it's like colorful and cute.
I can talk about
No, but the fact that Karina just said
Esthetician
she's not
brands.
familiar with Sephora brands means that you shouldn't probably be using because
Paula's Choice. Everyone's like obsessed with Paula's Choice.
No. It will disrupt your skin mantle.
I'm like,
AHA, BHA toner.
I just
terrible
think that
formulation.
Good genes.
the fact that you don't use that says enough.
Yeah, no. Good genes I'm familiar with. It's Sunday Riley, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a lactic acid serum. I think it has like 20% lactic acid. Not everything from Sephora is bad. But if you're going to an esthetician, so I would say, I'm actually creating a video about this. I just take forever to edit because...
No hay tiempo.
Yeah. But I would say if you're working towards a goal with your esthetician, support the business that she works at, or support, if they're independent, support them, because at the end of the day, you're going to her for advice. You don't want to go buy the product somewhere else. Okay. Yeah. So don't go to Amazon necessarily. But
you know what? That's super valid. If you're trusting this person with your skin and their opinions, like, then might as well just buy what they tell you at their establishment. If not, like, why are you already trusting them?
And going back to the point that I went earlier, I'm not familiar with a lot of brands that are not esthetician brands. So I cannot recommend something from Sephora if I've never used it. I don't know if you're going to be allergic to it.
Yeah.
I don't know the texture. I don't know how it mixes with other skincare. I'm not familiar with it. So I'd rather recommend something that I know how it works and that I've seen results and that I know how to combine than recommending something that I can look at the ingredients, but at the end of the day, I don't know what percentage it is, what pH it is, if it blends well, like if it's going to give you a reaction. And then if it does give you a reaction, of course, all the esthetician has the blame. So I'd rather give you things that I am familiar with.
Totally get that.
How can somebody build a skincare routine like right now if they are on this journey without like breaking the bank? Like, what are the absolute necessary products in the beginning?
So that's a very, very important question, because not everyone has unlimited budget to get a 6-step routine or whatever step routine morning and night.
Yeah.
I think being honest with your esthetician is extremely important. I do think going to a skin consult is ideal, just because I will not be able to recommend to people viewing me what the best products for them are, because I haven't looked at their skin. I don't know until I have you under the loop what is best for you. And even after I have you under the loop, I can recommend products and then we'll see if it goes well or not.
Right.
So I would say, being honest, listen, I have $100. And then with $100, I'm probably going to give you a cleanser, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen. Once you're used to that, once you build the habit to use it every single day, you like it, you don't have to think about doing it anymore, then we can progress. We can add more products, or we can add, there's people that are really interested in tools and gua sha and all these stuff. That's fine. But first, the basics.
If you were to add in one more, like vitamin C versus hyaluronic acid, what would it be?
They're completely different. Hyaluronic acid.
Depends on your skin then.
Hyaluronic acid is hydrating. A lot of people feel oily because they're dehydrated. So hyaluronic acid is going to help their skin not need to compensate. If their skin is not hydrated, their skin mantle is going to be disrupted, so they might break out. And then their skin is going to produce more sebum, which might break them out too, because it's trying to lubricate itself. Vitamin C, on the other hand, is the BLT, the Brightening, Lighten, Tighten. That's going to be a more anti-aging product. It's an antioxidant, so it's going to help with free radicals that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And it's going to help with pigment. So amazing, but it might not be the first thing someone needs to add to their skin. Okay. If they're dealing with dehydration, if they're dealing with a disrupted skin mantle. First, you need to strengthen the skin, hydrate the skin, and then you would add actives.
What skincare trends do you think are actually potentially harmful or extremely overrated?
Or helpful? Like, I think the gua sha is helpful.
Gua sha is nice.
Let's do what you feel is
harmful
first, or overrated, and then what you actually think the trends are actually good.
I'd rather focus on the good stuff.
Okay.
I like skin cycling. This is something that was famous a while ago, but it's been like estheticians and dermatologists have been recommending it a lot.
Yeah.
It consists of exfoliating first with an AHA, PHA. First day, second day you do retinoid, third day and fourth day you hydrate and just nourish your skin. I really like that because it's an easy way to integrate products into your skin without breaking it out. And you get to try stuff without having to necessarily, buy the whole thing. So that's good. Number 2, I'm not really familiar with trends. I don't follow trends. What are trends that you guys have questions about?
My friend Wendy had snail semen also.
The other day I saw a girl putting feces on her face. That's not necessary.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, this trend.
The mask.
The flax the flaxseed mask that people make.
That's supposed to prevent Botox. Listen, I'm not anything made at home, DIY, no.
You know what I used to wash my face with? Olive oil.
So, well, I don't know why I'm laughing at you. You use coconut oil.
Exactly. I don't know why I thought olive oil was the good.
Just use a cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put it in your body if you want. One that I saw the other day was there's people that do like their complete skincare routine in the airport.
What about like coffee? I think I wash my face with coffee too.
It's gonna be an exfoliator.
Yes.
I'd rather you use an actual exfoliator.
What about like Lauren Bostic made like caffeinated SPF? It's like coffee sunscreen.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Caffeine helps with inflammation, so there's a lot of eye creams that have caffeine.
Yes, I've seen those.
It can also help with dark eye circles, but I don't.
Does it like make your skin brighter maybe with the sunscreen if you're putting it all over?
It could. I don't know enough about the reasoning behind it. I mean, I would have to see the formulation and the other ingredients that they're using, but your sunscreen doesn't need to have.
Oh, wait, how do you like the La Roche-Posay SPF?
Love it.
You do? Okay.
As long as you're using SPF, I don't mind what you use. There's people that
Well, like
swear
goop breaks me out.
that's okay. I use Ultimate every single day of my life.
I think Ultimate is the best one and
It's
the
the
most
best.
like best for acne.
Yeah.
Who am
Yeah.
I to say this?
I mean, they
But I
have
feel
a
like
ton. They have a ton of sunscreens. The
Yeah.
one I use is the UV Clear.
Same.
I give it to most of my clients because I am obsessed with it, and it has great results. And it's lightweight. It doesn't leave a white cast. It feels nice on your. I
use a tinted one now.
I have it on. I literally have that on with blush.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the tinted one with blush.
That's what I have. As long as you're using a sunscreen that you like, and it's ideally more than 35, I don't mind what sunscreen you use.
Okay, I
People
do have a
always
35.
ask me, what's the best sunscreen? The one you like and the one you reapply. You want to use the La Roche? Wonderful. You want to use, I don't know, Ilia? Not my favorite. If you like it, use it. Whatever you use that is sunscreen, if you want to use tinted sunscreen, that's fine. Don't use a foundation that has sunscreen. Those don't really cover.
So do you think the tinted Ilia, the Ilia is not a foundation, it's a tinted SPF, but it also has a really strong smell, which is why I like stopped using it. Do you think that like has to do with why maybe it's not a good product?
I just didn't like it because I would talk on the phone and then the entire sunscreen would be on
Oh,
my
that's the
phone.
only reason you don't like it?
Yeah, I just don't like. I like sunscreens
But the
that feel
product like
light.
could be good.
Potentially. I even remember the one I had. I had a dropper one.
It was a dropper, yeah.
Yeah, I had a ton of weddings in 2022, and they were during the day, so I was like, I need to be protected, but also with coverage. So I got it. I didn't like it. My cousin loves it.
Yeah, my best friend uses it every day. She loves it. Not 'cause
Yeah,
it's
other
a
reasons.
bad
It's not that
product.
it's not a good one. It's just that for me, I need to be able to put it on and not feel like I have stuff on my face.
I also want you to talk about this thing. Makeup artists are like, oh, if you can't afford to buy the Tower 28 tinted SPF, like just take your SPF and put foundation in and mix it together and put it on your face. And you said
No.
not to do that. But
Yeah.
go off
So
on that.
the thing is, sunscreen is supposed to be put on the skin because it creates a filter that protects you from the sun. Mine did, like, it doesn't matter if it's a physical sunscreen or a chemical sunscreen. Basically, if it's made from zinc or it's a titanium dioxide, or if it's meant with chemical filters, they need to be placed evenly. When you grab sunscreen and you mix it with a moisturizer, you mix it with a foundation, it's not being spread evenly. You're leaving little holes. So you can get pigment from that, and you're not getting
You're not getting full
coverage that you want the sunscreen to have.
Okay.
So what you can do is put on your sunscreen and then put on your foundation.
Okay.
Sunscreen is always the last step of the morning routine. Anything you want to put on the skin goes after.
Karina, to put a bow on this, I think you mentioned this, but what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Seeing people excited to come because they're seeing results. Especially the acne clients, because they're the ones that I have the biggest shift in. Seeing people get excited, it's gonna hurt. Mind you, I have clients that have
Kills.
grade
It
2,
really
3
hurt.
acne. It hurts. They have pustular, but they still come excited because they know that after the session, they're going to do great. That is super rewarding. Also, as I said before, the relationship I've built with clients. Like, I look at my
Yeah.
weekly schedule and I'm genuinely excited.
That's amazing.
To see the people that are coming. So that,
Especially when she sees us on the schedule.
especially when I see them. No, but honestly, like, I wake up and I'm excited. When I used to be corporate, I had a lot of ups and downs, but some days I would wake up and I would be like, I do not want to go to work today.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go to work every single day.
Yeah.
I could work today. Today's my free day. But I used to work 6 days a week. The thing is, it takes a toll on your body. It's very
Oh my God, no.
Before I used to be mentally draining. Now it's like physical. I'm tired physically because I'm constantly using my body to provide the service.
Right.
But I've never been mentally more as stable as I am right now, spiritually as stable. Like I'm doing something that's super fulfilling to me. I'm seeing results. My clients are seeing results. They're happy to come. So I think that's the most fulfilling part.
We love that. So what's next for Karina's journey?
Ooh, great question. At some point, I would love to have my own business. I don't know what the timing on that is. I think everything happens in the perfect time, and whenever that is, it will happen. For now, I'm very happy where I am. I love Skintique. It has opened the doors in spectacular ways that when I started, I never knew that it was a possibility to be. We're like a family. We're very few estheticians, only 2 girls in front desk. You know, we see each other every day.
Shout out Ariana.
Ariana, we love you. She's your biggest I know, listener.
We love
I don't
her.
think you guys understand how much she loves
so
you guys.
cute.
We love her.
But at some point, I would like to have my own business. It's why I made the transition. I do think it's important to be humble when you're entering a new era. I've already been at Skintique almost 2 years, 2 years in November. In Babson, they teach you, go get it, action, entrepreneurship, thought in action. But sometimes you need to step back and understand you're dealing with someone's face. That's someone's identity. You can't just assume you know everything. You need to keep learning. You need to keep investing, understand what works, what doesn't work. And having an umbrella of protection and of other estheticians that have years of experience that you can constantly learn from is very important. So for now, I'm very happy where I am. I hope I can keep growing. And whenever the time is right, then I would love to have my own.
I love how you said that about a humble approach and to keep learning, because some people get a little bit ahead of themselves, you know? But you seem like someone who treads, you know, confidently, but then you're taking firm steps forward.
Yeah, whenever I get the impulse, whenever I make the decision, that's where I'm going. But for now, I'm trying to keep learning, you know, build my clientele, have a solid base so that when I decide to do so, it only goes up.
No, I love that. Karina, we aim to give our listeners the Pinkprint to personal growth and success through a homework assignment.
Okay.
So what is your homework assignment? It's usually an actionable step or tool that they can use and implement into their everyday lives.
Ooh. Okay, so I would say take a look of all the skincare you have at home. Okay. I feel like people sometimes buy and buy and buy. They don't realize how many products they have. Look at the expiration date. If you've had them for longer than 2 years, they might not be good. But try to include them in your routine. Try to familiarize yourself a little more with what works for you. Maybe book an appointment. It doesn't need to be with me. Just go to an esthetician that you trust. Show them everything you have so that she can create a routine that works for you, that aligns with your goals and your concerns, and that you can use products that you currently have. Because I feel like sometimes people buy stuff and forget about them, and they have it sitting in their bathroom and it could be used. Mm-hmm. So I would say actionable step, just take a look at everything you have. If you have a lot of things, then maybe you can alternate some things. If you have multiple cleansers or multiple eye creams, maybe there's some moments where you would benefit from one and not the other. You know, changing it up sometimes works. And then I always say imperfect consistency is the most important thing. If you don't do it every single day, it's okay. But try to do it as much as you can. If you skipped one day of washing your face, it's not like you need to wait an entire week for you to wash your face again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just wash it the next day and do your best. And if one day you didn't do it, you don't need to beat yourself up. Just you can try again the next day. So it's all about that imperfect consistency.
I love it.
Thank you.
Where can people find you? Tell us where, your Instagram, all that good stuff. I'm
currently working at Skintique Miami. It's located in Coral Gables. It's right by Merrick Park. I have my Instagram that's called skincari_official. There I have been trying to create more content and to teach it's mostly my clients, honestly. Like I have some friends, but it's mostly my clients. To teach them about skin, what's important, do's and don'ts, skin tips. You know, I like to educate people. So explain what some of the services are. Because I feel like there's a lot of influencers talking about products, but there's not a lot of influencers talking about what a microdermabrasion is.
Right.
Why would you need a microdermabrasion?
Right.
You know, why would you need a microdermabrasion instead of a hydrofacial? What is a hydrofacial? What is a chemical peel? So I'm trying to create content that more than like do little memes and dances, I want to educate people. So if you want to learn a little about skin, you can follow me. If you have any skin questions, I created that so I could answer my clients because I'm terrible at text, as you guys might have learned.
No.
But there I do put like a lot of effort in replying as soon as I can. So you guys can reach me there or just book an appointment at Skintique. I have the link in my bio.
We love it.
Karina, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
We had the best convo. I'm so excited for my friends to listen because they asked a lot of those questions, and even for myself. And now we can chat offline because I have more questions for you.
Yes, all the questions you guys have.
Thank you, Karina.
No, thank you for having
Karina.
me. And I just want to say, this is the kind of things that I like about aesthetics. Like, look at these two beautiful clients now inviting me to their podcast.
Exactly.
Love it. It's all about community.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Love you guys.
Thank you for
Ciao,
having
bye.
me.
Ciao, bye.